Hello, welcome to Kyyba Health and Life. I'm your host, Kristen Wolosinovich, and as always by my side, Lisa Metropolis.
Hi, Kristen. I'm so excited today.
Oh, great day today. Thank you so much. You, my darling, made this magic happen.
Great friend of mine, now yours as well.
Yes.
Had some great conversation already.
And, you, as we love the women, we definitely love the handsome men in the hot seat. Hello. Without further ado, our honor and privilege to introduce Marcus John Marlowe, MD. Hello, sir.
Hello, nice to be here.
Hi,
Thank you
Marcus.
for having me.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Finally, right?
Flintstone through and through.
Flintstone.
Born and raised.
Born and raised
Born
in
and raised.
Flint. Where did you go to med school? Undergrad?
Undergrad, kind of a combination of Central Michigan and Michigan State. I finished at Michigan State, although I have two degrees.
Go green.
Go white.
Yes. And 2 degrees. What are your degrees? And we just need to, for our viewers and listeners,
that's
let
not a
them know
problem.
how big
That's
your
not a
brain is.
It's not that big, but it's psychology and human biology. Yeah.
Oh,
So
No bigs.
don't look at us in the eye. You'll be able to see it all.
Yes.
Okay. And then med school as well.
med school at Michigan State as well, allopathic school. That's MSU-CHM. That's the acronym. College of Human Medicine.
Okay, very good. And then did you have a specialty? You were a...
Well, yes. So in medical school, generally, it's just medicine, right? So I had graduated with an MD, and that was in 2005.
Okay.
Then I pursued residency internship first here at Hurley Hospital. And then,
Wow. What was that like?
Yeah.
it's
Interesting.
Hurley. It was Hurley. Yeah, Hurley. Lots of stories from Hurley.
I bet.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment at Hurley Medical Center, but what an amazing institution and hospital for us.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. And so then off to residency at the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota.
Oh, no big deal.
And that's where you kind of changed your, kind of specialized, correct?
Yeah.
You kind of figured out you wanted to specialize in something,
Well,
A different journey.
yeah.
yeah, I can say so. Something. I had a very big, I guess, life moment when I was in internship. When I first started internship, my father passed away, and I kind of did some soul searching from that point. So it was kind of the convergence of being at this very esteemed institution, the Mayo Clinic, and going through a kind of a critical point in my life as well. And I started considering different ways of using my education. I'll put it like that.
What year was this, just out of curiosity?
So I left this state in 2006.
Okay.
Yes,
And then when your dad passed, what year was that?
that was in 2006.
Oh.
Yeah,
So it was,
just before that in 2005, at the end of 2005.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
And then when did you come back home?
2017.
Oh, wow.
2018.
Okay.
Yes.
So recent.
Very recently.
Very recent.
you're just
been gone
home.
for
I'm
quite
brand
a while.
new.
Yeah.
I've been gone for a long time.
Because Flint has changed quite a bit in the time you've been gone.
Right.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I haven't really been in Flint full time without being in a hospital since '93.
Wow. Wow.
So
Long
yeah,
time.
that's the last time that I was actually a resident of Genesee County in the greater Flint area. So
Wow. So now you're back here because you commute. You also do a lot of work in Chicago, correct?
well, yeah, I do work in different areas, but not as much Chicago right now.
That's fine because we need you here. The city really needs you. So, okay. So you're a physician. You are at the Mayo Clinic. You have kind of these watershed moments that sort of change the trajectory of your life and your future and how you serve and your mission and your purpose and your passion.
Right.
So now you're back. Now bring us to 2017 and where are we now?
Right. So basically, through my soul searching, I started after residency and after fellowship. I did a neuroradiology fellowship. After those two events, I really started to work in the field. I was doing home health evaluations, reading through people's medical records.
Okay.
And really trying to synthesize a lot of information about them, being in their home, taking inventory of what's in their home, taking inventory of them, and how best I could come to their aid.
Really, it's kind of like you are doing a whole life assessment.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was, and that's how I looked at it. And and I was in the homes of over 2,500 people.
Can you look at my file? Here it is. It's one sheet. Help me. Help
Yeah.
me.
So
Dr. Marlowe. But okay, so this is in 2017.
no, this is back in this is like 2013, 2014, around there.
Over a period
Over
of
a period
of time.
yeah, of
So,
time.
so you go and you look at medical records, you visit their home, you assess their lifestyle, and then you make recommendations, if you will.
I make recommendations, yes. And a lot of my recommendations were standard recommendations, of course. You need this vaccine, you need this, you need to see this type of doctor, et cetera, et cetera. You need an eye exam, you need to have your feet examined. But what I found is that a lot, the same things kept coming up
Yep.
over and over and over again. And it was very obvious to me that outside of the standard recommendations, the recommendations that I was writing in myself were diet and exercise over and over and over again. And not only that, it was very easy for me to make this recommendation and explain to the individual how this would help them gain greater control over their life.
So it's essentially using food as medicine.
I see food as our
Prevention.
bodies having a very intimate relationship with food. Obviously, we ingest it, and that of course we're gonna have
It becomes it.
exactly. So
Right.
we're assembling or reassembling ourselves based on the foods that we eat, and food it can make or break us, so to speak. We can use food to help our bodies achieve their fullest potential, or food can be used in the opposite
way. So was there a certain demographic or socioeconomic or race, religion, gender that you were seeing? Really, it was across the board and very broad.
Across the board, very, very broad. As a matter of fact, sometimes I would be in the home, a $2 or $3, $4 million home overlooking Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Next minute, I'm in Inglewood,
Okay.
in a $30,000 rental. And so it was across the board.
I see.
And honestly, it didn't matter. The same issues were there, but sometimes they're a little bit more prevalent in when you went into the lower socioeconomic
Okay.
areas. Yeah.
But the commonality was food. So
and
was nutrition,
Yeah.
diet, exercise,
Yeah, that
and
was-
really, and that is key to prevention as well.
Yeah, of
It's,
course
it's key to it's key to life.
It's
This is what transpired into where you're at.
Yeah.
Now this is kind
Yeah.
of the catalyst that changed
Yeah.
There's some-
everything for you.
This is some exciting things.
Yes.
So tell
Yeah.
us what
Yes.
happened. I mean, this
So-
is
This
a
the
major
this is
event.
the beginning of kind of
is.
what you're doing now.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
So I want to embody what I advise others to do. And so I thought it would be best if I got certified in plant-based nutrition, because I'm making these recommendations and I believe in them. And so I got certified in plant-based nutrition, and then I became a certified yoga / fitness instructor.
Okay.
And I also started practicing martial arts. And so I started doing all these things, and I really so at this point I'm kind of putting things together. I'm
Yeah.
doing a lot of self-study, and trying to put things together,
And you've taken a sabbatical from practicing medicine.
so to speak. I don't, in the traditional sense, I would put it, but I don't. For me, I don't look at a medical practice in the same way as other people do, as what would be commonly how it would commonly be looked upon. So, the word even doctor comes from Latin docere, which means to teach. It means that you're a teacher, and so I look at as physicians and healthcare professionals, as being educators. And so that's really where
You
I'm
still
at.
are.
That's
Yes.
that's what I do. I do what I think I should be doing.
Yeah, you're doing exactly what you should be doing.
Right.
It's absolutely amazing. So we talk about, our thoughts on what we consume currently, especially here in the Western culture.
Yeah.
And it is so overly processed, and the sugar and the carcinogens and the things that we consume. There is no surprise to you why we have a diabetic epidemic, why we have an obesity epidemic, and this is something that you are tackling.
Right, and I do believe that in terms of achieving what I believe is what I would say is supreme health, we must nourish ourselves in 3 different ways every day.
Talk to
that's
us.
mentally, spiritually, and physically.
You speak
And
our
so,
love language. Mind, body, soul, baby.
So-
Yes.
in terms of and they all they communicate with one another, of course. So in terms of our physical health, of course, in our intimate relationship with food, I do believe that a whole food plant-based diet is the best way to achieve optimal physical health. But it's more than just that.
Dr. Marlowe, you have, we've had this conversation, and I'd like to share your thoughts because, as Kristen said, there's so much processed food. So currently, right now in America, these dollar stores, Dollar Generals, these pop-up convenience stores are popping up in low-income communities across the nation at an incredible rate, to a Walmart, which has about 12,000 stores across the United States right now. These pop-up convenience stores are at a rate of, right now, 30 to 40,000 across the United States, between the Family Dollar, Dollar General, all these types of convenience stores. And again, they're popping up in these communities.
These
What do you
urban
suggest?
communities?
Right.
Is that what you're...
Correct. Urban
Right.
communities, low-income communities, and it's not food that will enable someone for
To live
best health.
Supreme
How,
lifestyle.
how do you suggest we combat that? What is your suggestion on that? What are your thoughts on that?
First, my thought is that obviously what is associated with what one might purchase at a convenience store is not what I would associate with healthy food. However, without singling out these stores, which are just trying to make money,
Sure.
I think that it would be helpful if these stores start to maybe partner up with local farmers and
Right.
whatnot to offer fresh fruits and vegetables within their facilities, and I think they could do that at a pretty cheap rate. Excuse
Well,
me.
and
I just want to say, I actually just witnessed that. I saw 7-Eleven by my house offered corn that was grown locally.
that's in
Wow.
Frankenmuth.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what you're starting to see as well is you are starting to kind of see some areas within these convenience stores, not all of them, where they are offering like a hummus or the hard-boiled eggs or fruits and vegetables more packaged. Right. So you are seeing this shift. But again, too, we talk about Walmart. You brought that up. If you go on YouTube and you kind of look at the non-organic produce that's available, it's insane the amounts of chemicals we're consuming.
Right.
So this is hence the emphasis on the organic plant-based side.
Right, and this is the thing. And don't get me wrong. I don't want to parse words here. It's better, in my opinion, to eat plants, whether they
Regardless.
be organic or not.
Okay.
And that's what I believe now. However, if you happen to be in a financial situation
On a
where you can
budget.
afford organic produce, and it's convenient again for you to obtain it, then I would suggest doing that because, of course, having no chemicals is better than having chemically laden foods.
That's absolutely right. And I think, though, too, we talk about, it is an more expensive lifestyle to live plant-based.
Yeah.
But once again, you're going to end up paying more in the long run for medical bills. So we look at it as a massive, it's something that we speak about all the time. I personally, I'm a pescatarian. I have been for 23 years. It's how I eat. But same thing with mind, body, spirit, getting back to that. I do what I love. I get to be with my best friends and the best minds in the world.
Right.
So I think that also helps, it adds to why I feel happy. I feel overall happiness. I'm not saying there's not stress that comes my way. That can be managed. However, it's the exercise. It's minimizing the stress or handling it in a healthy manner. But then the plant-based, whole foods, plant slant is to me, it's a no-brainer.
It is. It's to me, it's a no-brainer because I've studied it and I live it.
Right.
I've been able to do things that I was always an athlete, and even just physical things I've been able to do beyond the age of 40 that I never did when I was a
Right.
kid.
Wow. You feel better now.
And I I'll have days where I'm more physically active, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and I might get a little sore, but it lasts for a couple of hours and it's over.
Well, you look very young. I mean, your lifestyle, I'm sure there's some genetics involved as well. And probably plastic surgery, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But I hear what you're saying. I mean, we're the same age. I mean,
Yeah.
you look incredibly younger than me, just a little bit, but it's
I
okay.
don't think
But
so.
what I'm saying is I can see it. You can aesthetically see that you live probably a very beautiful lifestyle, and it shows aesthetically. It shows on the outside. So, okay. So real quickly, let's talk about what you're doing now. So you travel, you speak, but you also prepare food. You provide services. So talk a little bit about what you
And
do.
teaches at the Ferris wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, the Ferris wheel located at 615 South Saginaw in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, so a couple of classes, fitness classes that I teach at the Ferris wheel, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30, and they're open to the public, free to the public. I don't like there to be barriers.
What is the name of the class?
It's I think it's just called cardio fitness.
Okay,
Cardio
excellent.
fitness.
And it's on the 6th floor or what
On the
floor?
6th floor.
Okay, 5:30s.
5:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Perfect.
So
Excellent.
tonight,
Okay.
if anyone's interested.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, get in there. Get in there. Well, Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you teach fitness and then you travel, but you also prepare meals, correct?
Yeah. So I do prepare meals for individuals that are interested in learning more about eating, consuming in that manner.
Okay.
And obviously, I believe in it, and so there are people that I prepare meals for.
I love that.
Yes, and
It's great. And then you have a foundation. It's called Foundation for Healthy Living.
yes, Foundation for Healthy Living is kind of, I started that when I was in Chicago, and that kind of started because I felt a need to kind of separate myself a little bit from the traditional medical reimbursement paradigm, and
I hear you. We hear you. That's
yeah, and
you're an outlier, man.
Yes.
You're an
Yes.
outlier.
Yes.
not by design. I'm not a contrarian. I
I am.
I knew where I wanted to invest my energy, and on the
And you're doing it.
on the prevention side.
I see.
And that's not a very lucrative practice at this point in time. However, I thought showing people by example
Yes.
and doing things of that nature, that a foundation would be the best way to the best structure to facilitate that type of service.
Well, the amazing Nelson Mandela says, "Be the change you want to see," and I think you are the change that you want to see out in the world. And
You definitely have.
Lisa, he's very humble.
Yes.
And he's very kind. And I know he probably feels uncomfortable having to talk about himself. So we'll brag a little bit about him. But extremely kind man. Dr. Marlowe, amazing what you're doing. like you said, it's coming out of that traditional role of what a doctor is, and it's leading by example. And to me, Lisa, that's a true doctor.
Absolutely. And you're open to educate people. You're open to teach people. They want to contact you right now in regards to, having those meals prepared, coming in and talking to schools, coming in and talking to people.
That's right.
You're constantly open to doing that.
And people can get a hold of him at 708-529-6513. We will provide phone numbers, we'll provide emails for you to do an outreach. And then we highly recommend that you get into the Ferris wheel and you check Dr. Marcus John Marlowe out, because what you're doing is changing lives. And we can tell it's a little bit out of your comfort zone doing your media.
Have him come meet him for yourself.
Do a media tour. You're very present at the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
We see you quite a bit. So you are there and you're speaking and you're traveling, and it's really only the beginning.
Well, hope so. I hope so. I want people to live healthy, vibrant lives. I really do. And when I was in medical school, I wrote myself 2 prescriptions, so to speak. One was give yourself the power to heal yourself. And this is right along those lines. And then number 2 was the best doctor is the one who isn't needed. And that really means that as doctors, we're trying to put ourselves out of business, that we want the individuals that we serve to to get better.
That's exactly right.
And to understand how to do that on their own.
How incredible. How incredible is that? Because right now we have a healthcare system that needs massive reform. It's being dictated by our insurance companies. The insurance company is dictating the type of level of care that we receive, and we are suffering. And not only that, our physicians are seeing us in commodities. We are a revolving door, and Big Pharma has a hold on us. And what I'm saying and what I'm seeing is, this is, I think, the future.
There is something we can do about it.
This is the
future.
future.
There is something we can do about it ourselves.
This is the business model to how physicians should start to take care of us.
And there are a lot of physicians out there doing this right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll get bigger.
Yeah.
It will. We know it will. Well, Lisa?
I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Marcus John Marlowe, Changing the World.
Yeah.
MARLOWMA@msu.edu. Once again, phone number 708-529-6513. Check them out at the Ferris wheel. Tuesday, Thursday classes, 5:30 p.m. They are free. 6th floor, Foundation for Healthy Living, and we will ensure all this information is up on social media. Will you come back?
Oh, yes, I certainly will.
And will you help us?
Yes.
Thank you. This has been an honor and privilege. Big thank you to you, our viewers and listeners. This has been Kyyba, Health and Life.